Now we're ready to graph lines using slope-intercept form. Now, there's two ways you can graph lines using slope-intercept form. Last week I taught you the T-chart method, and it works well, but it's a little bit cumbersome. Something that's a little bit more advanced and actually a lot quicker is to graph using the y-intercept and the slope. And so notice I kind of put a line here between them. The T-chart method, this is going to kind of be review, but this other way is going to be a lot more powerful. So I want to show it to you. I want you to see it both ways so that you can see how much more powerful and how faster this method is, how much faster this method is. All right, so let's do it the old way first. The first problem is y equals 2x minus 5. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a T-chart. We're going to do it the old way. And with this T-chart, since that's not a fraction, we can just use 0, 1, and 2. If this was a fraction, we'd have to use multiples of the denominator of the bottom, but it's not. And we just basically plug it in. So when I put in 0 for x, 2 times 0 is 0, 0 minus 5. My first y value is negative 5. Let me do that. Y equals 2 times 0 minus 5. Okay, I'm just plugging it in and I'm calculating my y. For my second one, y equals 2 times 1 minus 5. 2 times 1 is 2 minus 5, that would be negative 3. And for my third one, y equals 2 times 2 minus 5. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 5 is negative 1. So I've gone through and I've calculated them. Now let's graph it. So 0, negative 5. I have to go down to 0, down to negative 5 over 0. The second one, 1, negative 3. I go over 1 and down 3. And the third one, I go over 2 and down 1. And so when I'm doing this, I get a straightforward line like that. Okay? And that's a pretty straightforward thing. That's what we did in review. Now let's look at this in another way. This is in the form y equals mx plus b. And I wrote that equation on top of it. My m value is 2. My b value is negative 5. Now what did the b stand for? You actually have to do the b first and then the m. The b stood for the y-intercept. That tells us where it crosses the y-axis, right there. We know that this line crosses at negative 5. For the second part, the m, that's the slope, isn't it? Now this is the new information. We know slope is rise over run, but how do we deal with that? We give slope a rise, we give our slope of 2, we need to write it as an equation that gives our rise a value of 2 and our run a value of 1. What does a rise of 2 mean? It means it goes up 2. What does a run of 1 mean? It means it goes to the right 1. So we can calculate the next point in this series by going up 2 and over 1. And we can actually continue that pattern from this point, go up 2 over 1. Now, I hope you realize that there is a lot of similarity between these. Hence, it gives us the same line. Goes up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. This is the new piece of information that's powerful. The slope is a rise over a run. So when you get a whole number, you simply calculate it, rise over run. Now I want to do another problem. I'm going to do a quick bit of erasing here. We'll get as much of this off as we can. All right, the other problem I want to do, y equals 1/4 x plus 2. So y equals 1/4 x plus 2. y equals 1/4 x plus 2. All right, now look at how ugly this is going to be with a t-chart. With a t-chart, I'm going to have my x and my y. Because that's a 4, I've got to do multiples of 4, 0, 4, 8. All right, and I'm going to have to go on ahead and calculate that. So y equals 1/4 times 0 plus 2. Well, that's the easy one. That's 2. Now when I do y equals 1/4 times 4 plus 2, I'll have to put this 4 over 1. I'll have to cancel my 4s. Those will both turn into 1s. 1 times 1 is 1, plus 2 is 3. A lot more arithmetic this way, isn't there? Y equals 1/4 times 8 plus 2. I'm going to put the 8 over 1. The 4 will turn into a 1. The 8 will turn into a 2 when I do my canceling. 1 times 2 is 2, plus 2 is 4. All right, so now we go and we try to graph this. Over 0, up 2. Over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, put me about there, up 3. And over 8, it's going to put me way out there. It's going to give me a line, make my dot a little bigger since I missed it. It's going to make my line go up with a fairly gradual rise to the right, and we go from there. But calculating this t-chart is a massive amount of work. Let's let's use what we know about slope, and let's use what we know about the y-intercept, and let's put them together. So, y equals mx plus b, the slope is 1/4, and the y-intercept is 2. So I go to y, I go to 2, I've got a slope of 1/4. That means my rise is 1 and my run is 4. So I'm going to go up 1 and over 4. There you have it. They're identical lines. So if you want to continue to do the t-chart method, it will work. I highly recommend you get in the habit of using the slope and the y-intercept. It's a lot more powerful. You just have to find your y-intercept, count out your slope, boom, 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 you got your equation of a line. Good luck.